What is going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic, and this is where I bring you the sacred mission for this week, the astrological week of the 17th until the 24th or the 25th of August, somewhere around that. I guess I'm in my Spanish vibes here in the south of Spain, near Cartagena and Murcia, in San Javier. It is beautiful, it's gorgeous. We are on the lookout for, buying our house here to host retreats, etc. And let me tell you, it's a perfect week to do that because this is your last week. Okay, I'm gonna repeat it. It's your last week. Why? Because it's the last week of Leo season, first and foremost. But let me be very clear too that, this is the last week that we will see really Mars still moving ahead, not going retrograde, even though it's in a shadow period. But what is the most beautiful aspect of this week is its kite between Mars, action in Aries, trining over to the Sun, and Mercury Cazimi, which I'm all going to explain. If you don't understand the terms, give me a moment. But that's so much fire, and it's making a beautiful aspect over to the South Node in Sagittarius and the North Node in Gemini. This is all beneficial action, whatever we're doing right now, from the heart, and with passion and with enthusiasm and with fire and about doing, is beneficial for our future. And so we're starting off the week with, there's this tiny little aspect of the dark moon, but I'm not even going to talk about that because it's not that important. We have the moon, like the Sun and Mercury coming together, and that is an opening, right? In this case, this is Mercury in Leo, and that is creativity, that is expression from the heart, that is the child that can have some fun, but deep down from inside, it is really about, shining and about giving your light to the world. And I think a lot of, soul purpose, soul expression can be done. And the energy is there. It's about doing. It is about expressing. It is about heart-brain coherence and really expressing your, pure passion. And Mercury's going really fast in Leo, so this means that we're having fun and we're being creative, and it's about letting it happen more than thinking about it. It's really about expressing it. And it let me tell you that this week it will go so fast that it appears that we're collecting so many experiences. It's just so much happening, and it's just so overwhelming in a sense. They're like, whoa, this is beautiful, right? And to focus on that, on gratitude, is the most important thing for this week, because the more gratitude and the more passion you have, the more it becomes, right? And if you go in a downward spiral, the worse it becomes. So it is so important to really, stay in that fun, and it will not be so hard because we have such beautiful aspects. But what I want to say is, by the end of this week, Thursday, Mercury comes into Virgo, the moon is in Virgo, and so that's like a slow down of that energy already. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, with that new moon, it is really about using that momentum that you receive to use it for the full moon and to start anew. And then the beautiful thing is that Mercury and moon come in Virgo to put a practical application. So, it will go so fast is what I wanted to say is you're going to have so much fun. but it's going to be over before you know it. That kind of, because Mercury's going really fast, so there's just so much happening that time doesn't seem to exist, but then all of a sudden time hits us when, Moon hits Virgo, Mercury hits Virgo on Thursday. So let me tell you a little bit more about that grand trine in the fire signs. It's about fun, and it's about expression, and about, really understanding what your soul purpose is. You're going to catch glimpses. In doing it, in expressing it, is when you experience it. And that's so important to understand. There's an aspect, that the South Node in Sagittarius, you're going to have that kite pretty much like all the first part of the week. So, the energy flows, and it's all pointing to the South Node in Sagittarius. Now, a South Node in Sagittarius means, the fact that are exploring and, the future and too optimistic, and, the persuader, the teacher, the guru was like, kind of in a sense escaping the COVID and looking for, old ways of doing things, and like looking for a better future and not really looking at what's going on. But I think now with this grand kite, the positive is that we have to look at what was beautiful in the past. What things did we enjoy, and can we take with to a new, better future? And that's the key here. This is about creating a new future, but not forgetting, because of COVID-19 and Corona and lockdown, all that happened in the past that was positive. We can have a tendency right now to, really get sucked in news and sucked in, all that negativity, due to which we kind of forget, like, how, beautiful life is. So it is telling us, like, there is some better future. You can create that. You can create that. Look for a better future, but do not forget, obviously, that we're in new times, and it is about practical reality, and it's about, implementing that into a new life. And that's a big lesson here. And I think that has a lot to do with what we're going to realize with our Mercury Cazimi. What can I take? It's like we're in between two times. It's like it's gonna feel, like I say, because the Mercury is going so fast, it is as if like time stands still, and you have a moment like of weightlessness. And to enjoy that weightlessness, there's like realizations that will happen in the experience. So that's beautiful. And then, on Wednesday with that new moon, to start off like that is just, so beautiful. Now, when you are able to create that and create that beauty and feel at home, and, Venus in Cancer can be very beneficial. And it is sextile in Uranus and Taurus. So creating a better future where you feel at home, that's the message you have to send out, And that you can only do it when you're having fun and, experiencing, and can at the same time realize the reality of COVID, but not be scared because of it. The problem is when you become, get into a downward spiral, then you can tend to focus on the Venus square Chiron, where you realize maybe I'm not at home, and I don't feel it, and I'm not secure, I'm not safe, and you focus on the wound, and then you start off that week really, really not as it's intended. Well, I mean, as it's intended, I mean, like, not as beneficial as you could create for yourself, as we are in a world where we can create our own reality. And so, really more than ever, go out and have some fun, create from the heart, go with the flow, let that fire passion drive you into that Wednesday, setting new intentions on new moon in Leo, on your soul purpose, which you will have the blessing of realization 1 or 2 days before. So collecting those experiences is your gift to set as an intention with the new moon and take that with. And then that Uranus in Taurus is going to help you create that better future and instant manifestation. And maybe even linked to home, finding a new home, and not literally only, but maybe, feeling at home in your body, to finding a new way to take care of yourself, finding new health habits. Because then Thursday, moon comes in Virgo, Mercury comes in Virgo, and that's a positive thing. In a sense, it's weird because, Sun in Virgo becomes really critical, becomes really judgmental and analytical, and that really puts a halt on the whole Leo passion, fun, creativity energy. But now it is so beneficial because we will have, it's the last degrees, and so instantly moon, our heart, and Mercury, our mind, come in Virgo, so we will know exactly to express from the heart what to do, right? We will feel a shift, that's for sure. Like, it's going to be less fun, but you will have the gift of immediately putting it to work, immediately applying it, creating the momentum. That is, if you put in the work and if you put in momentum, and if you sift out the bad stuff and kind of like look at it with a critical eye without suffocating it. And then, Sun comes in Virgo. I think it's on Saturday. Let me just verify that with you for a second. Saturday, Sun comes into Virgo. Now, and I think these first degrees of Virgo will, be beneficial because of that. But then gradually, we become a little bit too caught up by next week. Then Mars is really slowing down, and, it might come retrograde. It's going to come retrograde very soon. So we're also, that momentum is going to lose. So you need to use it whilst you have it. And it's so important to understand, because you're not going to get that gift from the universe, and we need to use it very much in these times. So, after that, I think it's going to be interesting to see, because Virgo is linked with health. So I think we're going to learn to work with new habits of creating healthy habits, masks and cleaning and all those things. And can we put new boundaries there? Can we put new things to work? But that's for when the Sun and Moon hits Virgo. But I would say this last week is my message to really get into the experience, get into the fun, and use that momentum, and not get caught up in a downward spiral. The moment you do, obviously, then recognize it for what it is, but let it be, and not stop yourself when you realize it, when you are aware of it, and not get caught up in the negativity. And that's going to be key. I think a lot of soul purpose realization will be realized. It will, actualized. So get into the experience, get into the passion, take things from the past that were beneficial without losing the perspective on reality. All right? So that's it. So this is the perfect time, if you can, to really be abroad and to travel and to be in a momentum of gratitude and to do what you love and be fun, whilst at the same time be very aware of your reality outside. That momentum will catapult you into a better future, right? Much love. Thank you so much. See you next week. Bye-bye.